All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Home Studio Simplified channel. Today we're going to be doing a live listen together for the song contest. These are the entrants who entered for November, and we will be continuing this on through the end of the year. So if you want to get your entries in for the December song contest, that will start tomorrow, actually. Anything that is entered in before then will be pushed after this live stream to December either way. So if you're curious about how to get involved, just check the chat, or there's also some links included in the description. You can also go to the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 website. At the very top of the page, there is a song contest link there as well. So if you're new to this channel exists to simplify the complexities of the home studio and to help you make professional sounding music in a less than professional space. The motto around here is that we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. And through this togetherness, we have also formed a lot of awesome relationships. There are individuals here within this chat. There are those that are not in this chat today that I really count as close friends, more so than acquaintances. Some of them, they've been here so long, they feel like family. So thank you guys so much for your involvement, and not only just your involvement, but also the fact that many of you have reached out monetarily and have chosen to sponsor this channel in some way, shape, or form, whether that's buying courses, being a part of the VIP membership, supporting on the YouTube membership tab there, supporting on Patreon, and even just giving a one-time donation through the super chat. It's very, very awesome that you guys are giving monetarily, because I know, especially this day and age in which we live, everyone is strapped for cash. So I really thank each and every one of you for whatever you have given, from the smallest amount to the greatest amount. All of it means something, and I thank you so much for that. It definitely does not go unnoticed. Speaking of those who have helped out the channel, let's give a huge shout out to our channel sponsor. This has sort of been a patron sponsor ever since we started the song contest. So let's give a huge shout out to Warren Hewitt and the Pro Mix Academy. All right, awesome. We are here in the home studio. I'm going to be listening to these songs together with you today. And these are the songs that we're looking at. So we've got 16 entries this time around. It's going to take a little bit of time to get through these, but I guarantee you it is going to be worth it. So let's go ahead and bring this up here. No audio for the commercial. That was awesome. Great. Let's see why that might. You can learn how to create radio-ready mixes from the comfort of your own home studio. Most of the courses also... Today's video is sponsored in part by the Pro Mix Academy. The Pro Mix... Okay, so should have audio going forward. My apologies to all of you that were just forced to watch a video with absolutely no words. I'm sure you caught the gist of it. If you've been around here before, I'm sure you've seen the commercial as well. Wouldn't be a live show if some kind of something didn't happen. And we'll just count that as our first one, because I'm sure there'll probably be more. Oh, don't worry about being, don't worry about being nervous around here. This is cool. You're going to like it. So let's go on over here to the desktop here. And I'm going to bring up the chat section here so that we can actually get... Good deal. So it looks like we got a lot of, looks like we got a lot of awesome people here in the chat that I'm so used to seeing. That's good. And it looks like we might even have some newcomers. So for every newcomer that is here, Let's give him a big round of applause. If you can even hear that. I don't know if you can even hear that. So, but with that being said, we are going to go ahead and start jumping into these songs. But before we do that, Kev Grisham, who is in the chat here, he won a song feature. And, you know, Kev, I don't think we ever came to an agreement as to which song we were going to feature. I remember going back through the email shortly after hopping on here and was trying to figure out which one we had agreed upon, but I don't know that we ever officially agreed upon a song. I think I remember telling you just go ahead and pick the one that you would like to have featured the most. But even going back over our correspondence here, I'm not seeing anywhere where we officially agreed upon a song. So if you would like to choose a song in MP3 format or WAV format, whichever would be easier for you to send, and then try to get that over, and we will. I mean, we got 16 songs to go through. Yours can be the 17th, so it'll give you time to go ahead and get a song together and send it over to @gmail.com. And we'll go ahead and give that a listen. So I haven't forgot about you. It's just I don't think we ever solidified which song we were in fact going to play. So, which, by the way, if you have not checked out Kev's music, wow, he's got some amazing work there. Oh, he's wanting me to choose. He insists. Okay. You know what? Actually, I want to say, let's see here. He's Scottish, by the way, too. Yeah, that was not his song. That was the commercial to his song. Nope, that was not it. Okay, so I'm going back through the chat here that we talked about. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize how long we talked. There's several links in here. Okay. So this is, actually, we're just going to go ahead and play his first. If I can get it to the right place here. Let's go ahead and listen to this. And that way we'll all get to bask in the glory of this. Now this is our very own Kev Grisham. So, nope, that's the wrong one. Wow. Okay, let's try this again. This is our very own Kev Grisham. Sorry about that, Kev. I figured this was appropriate. Okay, so apparently, you guys probably can't even hear that. Something has happened to the, there's all kinds of madness going on. Let's see here. There we go. Let me know if you can hear this. All right. Very cool. Good job on the song, man, and congratulations on getting the song feature here on the channel. Looks like we got a lot of good feedback here in the chat. Everybody's loving the 80s vibe that you gave to it. Very cool. So yeah, that was our very own Kev Grisham. Thank you so much for entering that song for our listening pleasure. Now we're going to move on to the song submissions. As I said, we have 16 of these, so we're going to have a little bit of time trying to get through all of these, but we'll do our best, and hopefully we'll be able to get through them all without any more hiccups. No, thank you. Thank you for submitting. Okay, so first up we have a song here by, let me pull up the listicle here. There we go. And with these song submissions, I also ask that people give, if you want to, a little bit about the song, like some backstory, where it came from, what you used to record it. So this very first one we're listening to is called Samaritus. Oh, that explains it. He says, my band from Norway called 𝗕𝗲 99% real instruments on this song. Some strings are programmed, me on the piano, vocals, and guitars, recorded with Cakewalk Sonar 8.5. That is still stable and works like a clock. Nice. Okay, let's give her a listen. Beautiful vibe already. That's a good space going on. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Good night. That was amazing. I have to say, I don't really have a lot of constructive criticism for this one. I do feel like that the vocals were a little bit buried. I would have loved to have heard the vocals a little bit more on top, a little more present for the majority of the song. But I have to say, good night, man. The use of, like many have said, the use of reverb and delays, the use of tones. I loved the guitar tone. The solo tone was perfect, matched it to a T. And then just the ebb and the flow of the song. You took myself and others here on a journey. It was a beautiful journey across vast wastelands and into lush forests. And I just felt, I felt the emotion come through. Even though I couldn't understand the words, I could feel the emotion coming through. Great work, man. Great work. Love the fact that you used all of the stereo field. You used everything that was at your fingertips to make a song that came across very, very well. Good job. All right, up next we have the Dave Dodson Project, Going Down That Road. Let's see what he has to say about this. So I have a section here where I ask if you want to share a little bit about the song. He simply wrote, yes. A man of few words and many talents. So let's go ahead and give this bad boy a listen.
Sometimes we don't know where we are gonna go. We pack up the Chevy and head on down the road. No matter where it leads us, some city or little town, we'll visit for a while but never settle down. Looking at the cars for the last place, we get excited when they're from another state. Silly little road games help pass the time away. It's some silly little fun when we're on that highway. 'Cause we're on the road.
I like that ending. I always like hearing the like sound effects of strings and people like in their natural habitat. Like whenever you get finished with a song, if it just ends abruptly, that's always cool. Fade outs are cool, but I love hearing where like someone's like you just did with the guitar. I love that. So for constructive criticism on this one, I felt like your vocals, as opposed to the previous song, are just a little bit too hot. I think they could have benefited from just being nestled into the mix a little bit easier, a little bit softer into the mix, sort of tucked in there just a little bit more. The feel and the groove of the song, though, definitely you got your point across as far as going down that road. I mean, it literally felt like one of those, like many people were saying here in the chat, like you just wanted to hop in a car, and it's one of those driving songs, you know, where you're literally going to go down the road. And so you definitely sold that point of the song very well. So one of the main things that's hardest to do sometimes for singers and songwriters, I'll get it straight here in a minute, is to be able to convey through the lyrics and the music at the same time the sort of geographical locations that they're trying to put people in. And it's very hard sometimes to come across with, you know, where exactly you're trying to place them at in history and time, in like I said, geographical location, emotionally, what do they need to feel? This song checked all of the boxes. You definitely come across very well. So honestly, there was a little bit of what sounded to be like some stereo widening used, which I would definitely steer clear of. And if you've been around this channel for very long, you know how I feel about stereo widening. But with that being said, you still made good use of your panning options. And even with, you know, I know you said it was just basically a 3-chord mix. You were able to do a lot with those 3 chords. So great work. Keep up the good work, man. All right, up next is Good Stuff by Ernst and Whitman. Hope I'm saying that right. Let's see what they had to say. 𝗏𝗏. There is a W there. I thought it was Whitman, and it's 𝗏𝗏. Okay, so for the back history of this one, it's got Ernst and 𝗏𝗏 found each other a couple of years ago online and have been collaborating over stuff ever since. Ernst is in Florida and 𝗏𝗏 is in jolly old England. We love putting our musical ideas together and have probably done so close to 20 times. This is our latest effort, and Paul does most all of the production work out of his 10x10 home studio. Hope you like what we do. Awesome. I'm a big fan of 10x10 studios. You're looking at a studio right now that is about, well, I think this one's like 11x11, maybe 10x11, something like that. So not very big at all. So I'm a big fan of smaller studios. So let's check this out. Okay, so Dave Dodson said he didn't use any widening plugins. Okay, so it might have been some phase that I was hearing from the drums then. Ooh, or it could have been ozone. A lot of people that use ozone, I hear that ozone sound. It's a sound that just comes out of it. That's why I've never really pushed the plug-in that much. With that being said, though, we're going to go ahead and move on to Good Stuff. And here we go.
Good stuff is always on my mind. Good stuff can be so hard to find. Good stuff waiting to come my way. Good stuff been searching all night and day. Oh, come hear me play. Help me find that good stuff. Oh, make this my day when I finally get enough.
Very cool.
Mama said, son, don't ever give up. Crowds come a-running to hear your stuff. Gonna be a star, just keep on crying. Pretty girls lined up can light stand. You're burning down the house tonight.
Wow.
Good stuff is always on my mind. Good stuff can be so hard to find. Good stuff waiting
Kind of a
to come
Santana
my
feel.
way. Good stuff been searching all night and day. Oh, come hear me play. Help me find that good stuff. Oh, make this my day when I finally get enough. Mama said, son, gotta dance with the devil. Train your soul, get down on his level. Good stuff feels so good, it might be evil. Counting on my son makes me feel special. Papa said, son, don't ever be afraid. Good stuff will come, no time to hesitate. Good stuff, a feeling deep inside your bones. A high in life, can't wait to get it on. Good stuff is always on my mind. Good stuff can be so hard to find. Good stuff waiting to come my way. Good stuff been searching all night and day. Oh, come hear me play. Help me find that good stuff. Oh, make this my day when I finally get it up.
Good stuff, so hard to find.
Oh, come hear me play. Help me find that good stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. It was coming out just a little hot. That's my main piece of constructive criticism for this one. I don't know if you tried to do some, maybe some mastering on your own or something like that. But it was just a little hot on my end. And other than that, the mid-range seemed to be overpowering. A lot of the instrumentation wise, there wasn't enough, I guess, it wasn't so much just the mid-range volume or the power of the volume, the presence of it, as much as it was, I think, some EQ decisions that could have been made to tame some of those mid frequencies. That guitar solo, though, my goodness, wow, that was amazing. And I did notice it almost sounded too wide. And there is sort of like a point of no return. Like reverbs can sound amazing when they're like leaping out of the speakers, reverb tails especially. But sometimes pianos and guitars, when they get too far out in the right and left stereo fields, it sort of cheapens the effect of the stereo field itself. It's kind of hard to explain, but hopefully that came across like I was trying to get it across. Definitely not a bad song at all. Lots of potential. Loved it. Loved the Carlos Santana feel. It was weird. I was like, man, this sounds kind of Carlos Santana. And then I look up and someone else, it was 𝗲𝗏, was commenting at the same time, the same comment pretty much. Very cool. Great work as usual. You guys are knocking it out of the park. You guys rock. Let's move on next now to, and 𝗧𝗏, I apologize for your picture not showing up. It must be the plugin I'm using here. So up next is Always There by, oh, wait a minute. This is the one that was moved, I thought. Or is it? let's see. I deleted one of them. Yeah. So number 4 was moved to December. So we'll be listening to that one in December. So up next is Michael Fitzgerald with Always There. And he says, a song written and performed by Michael Fitzgerald. This song is based on Psalm 139, verses 8 through 10. Here are the instruments used. He used a Guild guitar, jumbo 12-string, acoustic, a Roland Juno D, nice, a Squier MB5 5-string bass guitar, nice. I always appreciate the feedback. Michael Fitzgerald, a.k.a. the Old Bell, Always There on YouTube. Good deal. Well, let's check it out.
If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I sleep beneath the ocean, you are there. On the wings of the dawn or on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will hold on to me.
Beautiful.
You're always there. You're always there. You're always there. Always there to watch over me. If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I sleep beneath the ocean, you are there. On the wings of the dawn or on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will hold on to me. You're always there.
Beautiful.
You're always there. You're always there. Always there to watch over me.
That's beautiful.
You're always there. You're always there. You're always there. You're always there. Always there to watch
Sounded very angelic, and I love the message behind it, man. Great work on that. I'm in agreement with, there are several here in the chat who have talked about the attack on the acoustic guitar, although it fit very well to sort of give it that, well, that attacky sound, for lack of a better term. I would have loved to have heard a little bit more mid-range, some 250 hertz to get that, the woody sound of the acoustic to sort of come through a little bit more. It would have sold the effect of the acoustic guitar being there more so than it sounded sometimes like a shaker because the attack was so high. Or I should say the compression on the attack was so high. With that being said, the other way that you can mitigate that is by using a thicker pick. It sounded like you were using a mid or even light pick, a medium or a light pick. I can't talk today. It's fine. Words are cool. But with that being said, the song itself is beautiful. I would have probably EQ'd the lead vocal just a little bit different too. I think there was some frequencies that you were missing that could have helped to really get that vocal to shine a little bit more. Preferably some of those low mids that would have helped to bring up sort of the girth of the voice. Yet again, though, love the song. I love the angelic harmonies. Man, the use of harmonies that you got going on there. Wow. And I'm in agreement as well with DJ that yourself and Barry should definitely collab. You guys have a similar writing styles. It's very cool. All right, up next is Take Me to Your Fishmonger. Okay. Let's see what he says about this one. This is my first track I have ever made. The artist name is Filth. And it looks like the text wrap stopped working. There we go. And let me change the font here real quickly. Okay, that should make it easier for this old man to read it. Okay, it says, this is my first track I've ever made. The artist name is Filth, and it was all made at home following a lot of your tutorials. Awesome. Your videos actually changed my mindset that you don't need to be in an expensive fancy studio to produce good music. Thank you so much. It'd be a true honor to win the Song of the Month. Thank you so much. Just sort of a side note, not to get too sidetracked here, but just to be completely transparent, as I always am with everybody that stops by the channel, I wear my, there's nothing hidden here. If you, I'm 𝗧𝗵𝗲, what you see is what you get. But I have been going through a little bit of a molly grub here lately, and I'm not even sure why. And just today, from some of your comments popping in saying how much this channel has helped, and just popping in to say hey, as the MJ tribute channel just popped in to say hello and that he loved my videos. You guys don't understand how much that really means to me, especially right now during this, I think it's the holiday season, having lost my grandmother and, you know, going through some personal struggles myself with various different things, my job and just things not quite panning out the way that I thought they would. Just little things like that really, really are a bright spot in my life right now. And I mean, always, but especially right now. It's good to hear that you've got some value out of the channel. And I'm so glad to know that you've ditched that idea, the idealism that you have to have millions of dollars worth of stuff to make a good song. So let's go ahead and check your song out. I'm sure it's going to be a banger. But I just wanted to stop and say I'm so appreciative of every one of you who have told me thank you or who have stopped by the channel and given some word of encouragement. Yet again, like I said, not sure exactly what I'm going through right now, but I know we all go through seasons and you can't always be on a mountaintop. But just here lately, I've just been just disinterested with everything, it seems. Just sort of like, meh. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. It really does help. Now let's give this song "Take Me to Your Fishmonger" a listen. I gotta say, I love the title of the song. Ooh. This is gonna be right up Mark George's alley here. Very cool. I knew Mark George was going to chime in here. Nice. Mark, you're crazy. That was pretty cool. Very good work on your very first song. If you keep going at this pace, you're headed in the right direction. So I would definitely take some of the advice of many of the here in the chat who have talked about tension and release. We talk about it here on the channel a lot as well. And I love the fact too that you're not afraid to use these synth elements to their fullest extent and use them as rhythmic elements as well. So very cool there. I would definitely, much like Micah was saying, try to create some sort of a back line, a back layer, something like a melody line, an opposing melody, or maybe something that actually works with it, and then try to use that to your ability to build into something. Now, not every song like this needs a drop, but I was really expecting a drop, and I was kind of let down whenever the drop didn't come. So you have to keep in mind all of this for the listener, because I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, it's all about listener experience. So with that being said, your first song, wow. Keep up the good work. You're nailing it. You're knocking it out of the park. Love the fact that you're not afraid either to publish it and let others hear it. That's where you can really get your most amount of growth. So up next we have RK Project featuring 𝗵𝗲 in Armageddon. Today's song is from a very talented singer and an incredible voice, 𝗵𝗲. I completely reproduced this song for Emma, and I think it should be heard here. I produced, mixed, and mastered it with Logic 10, numerous Nexus plugins, and of course, the great Alchemy and East-West sounds. Moreover, this is an unbelievably great song, and Emma is vocally in top form. I can only say again and again, the artist is incredibly talented. Greets, Rolf Kesting. Awesome. Let's give this a listen. And you be the judge. Maybe. Will this be the next tick up we have today? There we go. Very cool. Definitely got to say yes. She's very talented. I liked the voice. Had a lot of emotion in it. I love the fact too that there was a lot of tasteful vibrato sprinkled throughout there that I think a lot of singers don't make use of when they should. It's one of those where it's hard to nail it right, but yeah, she definitely nailed it. Hit it out of the park. So excellent job there. Then the other thing that I wanted to bring up too was that the balance of the mix sounded really well. I loved, especially given everything, that was in the song. It was very, very populated with low end instrumentation and mids, and yet still found a great way to make it all fit together. So good job on that. Awesome too to know that there were some appropriate changes made to the song and it was resubmitted. So thank you for doing so, because we never would have got to hear this if you had not done so. So thank you so much. I really don't place too many stringent rules upon anything that is submitted, other than the fact that it needs to be copyright free and it can't contain any cursing, swear words, vulgarity, sensitive topics. I just like to make sure that this is a clean family channel that people can sit down and watch with their kids. And if their kids are in the same room, they're not gonna have to worry about, oh no, you better turn that down. They're hearing stuff they shouldn't hear. So thank you so much for being mindful of that. I appreciate that. I really do. And more so than just even that, as a Christian myself, I want to maintain a good Christian witness, and I don't want to be the person who, is a Christian only on Sundays. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And the music itself, man, it didn't need any of that to come across the way that it did. I still got a great message and vibe from it. So, so thank you so much for that. Honestly, all I can say is just keep up the good work, because there wasn't really a whole lot of constructive criticism I could have given to that song. It was just everything fit very well, nicely together like a glove. Good job. So up for our next is number 7. This is William Adrian, Mayday for Love. And let me pull up the sheet here to see what he says about this one. Artist name is Ian Van Zyl. Hope I'm saying that right. I started this song as a joke, a parody of the 1980s German Euro disco group Modern Talking, but then I actually enjoyed writing it and recording the instrumental parts and vocals, and actually decided to make it into a proper full-length pop song in the signature style of Modern Talking. It features many cliches about love and romance, sung in a laid-back way with a drawn-out chorus. With a drawn-out chorus that repeats in harmonized falsetto. Very cool. Those who remember Modern Talking will instantly recognize the sound, and of course, everything is drowning in reverb. I hope you enjoy my song, Mayday for Love, recorded at my home in Cape Town, South Africa. Awesome. Let's give her a listen.
rest of my years. This is my Mayday for love, my SOS for a broken heart, my Mayday for love. I send it whenever we're apart. Oh, SOS, mon amour. Oh, je crie au secours. Come on, baby, I need your lifeline tonight. SOS, mon amour. Oh, je crie au secours. Come on, baby, I need your lifeline tonight. I need your lifeline tonight.
Nice. Man, I loved every single bit of that. Like, if there was any song that I feel like really captured that sound, it was this one. You just did a great job on that. And there's many here in the chat who are definitely echoing the same thing that I'm saying. So as far as constructive criticism, I don't have much to offer, to be honest. It's good whenever I don't. But I think a good song speaks for itself, and there's not really much you can say outside of that. So, great job. That's all I could say. Just great job. Okay, so up next, we have Old School Love. However, the title is saying Unity Calling. Let me make sure. Oh no, that it is Old School Love, but the title actually is Darkened Garden. Okay, sorry about that. He says it's about a one astral traveling experience I had whenever I was younger. I think it captured the mood well. I'm not expecting it to be on the show. Just your opinion would be a joy. I have an updated version of it, but the magic isn't there like this gem. Simple, yes, but a journey. Awesome. Let's give it a listen.
She sits on the stairs, she'll break your heart. Old-fashioned stories are hidden in here, nowhere to start. Rumors break the walls, every room has a story. They feel you look around. Traveling at night time, there are no doors here, no barriers, you are the light. The spirits say it's me, they said I lived here in a life so long ago. They empty my thoughts as I stray through the darkened garden. Live your life as a sound. Live your life as a sound. on the stairs, you break your heart. Old-fashioned stories are hidden in here, nowhere to start. Rumors break the walls, every room has a story. They feel you look around. Traveling at night time, there are no doors, there are no barriers, you are the light. Live your life as a sound. Live your life as a sound. Empty your thoughts as you stray through the dark. Live your life as a sound. Live your life as a sound. Like unforgotten people who are history's last say. Empty your thoughts as you stray. Empty your thoughts as you stray. Live your life as a sound. 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 Dear God, hence my thoughts as I stray through the darkened garden. Amen.
Okay, cool. Not sure what happened there. Looks like some latency issues because it's still showing there's quite a bit to play, and yet it's not. Interesting. Okay. All right. Go ahead and take this back here. So a little bit repetitive, but the sounds that you chose and the sounds that were featured there were definitely very reminiscent of that era. It was a great job there. So with that being said, sorry, my son popped in for a minute. I had to answer a question real quick. With that being said, you did a great job nailing that 80s synth pop wave sort of sound. The one thing that I love too is the fact that you weren't afraid to use a lot of like the reverse snare. I heard a lot of that in there. A lot of people kind of shy away from that because it sounds too dated. But if you're wanting to get your music to sound from that era, then obviously you need to use that stuff. So great job there. I would try to find a way to maybe condense the song down a little bit, though. If you're trying to shoot for something that you're going to hear on the radio, 3 minutes and below is kind of what they shoot for, but you can't always get a story across in 3 minutes, or maybe there's parts that need to be in the song. I get that. But try your best to sort of condense that down a little bit, because I think there was a lot of that could have been sort of snipped and tipped and touched and tucked, and to make it sort of get its point across a little bit faster. I know as a listener, we have a tendency to have very short attention spans, especially nowadays. So that's just my constructive criticism. You can take it or leave it. But that's my 2 cents. So great song though. Excellent work. Okay, so next up is Old School Love. Hey again, this is K Inspires, and I appreciate the advice last time, and I've been working to improve. This song I gave a lot of time and effort to, and I even used a part of the Temptations' My Girl in my song. So please feel free to be as honest as possible. I like to improve my skills as much as possible. Okay. Good deal. Let's give it a listen. But before we do, real quickly, I want to give a big shout out to all of the newcomers that just came into the stream. Haven't had a chance to give you guys a big round of applause. Thank you so much for coming into the stream. And for those of you who are new to submitting music, thank you so much for submitting some songs. I seen a Natalie Moore, came on here, and wanted to give you a special thanks as well for coming on here and just for showing your appreciation for the videos that I do here on the channel. We just had a little bit of a discussion about that, a little heart to heart, so I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, let's give a listen to Old School Love.
Dancing in the dark with the lights turned off. Dancing in the dark and it's me and you. Girl, tell me what we all gon' do. I'm in love with you, what can I say? Thank you all the time, I'm include you when I pray. Can't wait to get off, can't wait to hear you. Thinking about you, girl, tell me what we do. I like the way you smile and the moonlight in your eyes. I love you so much, girl, let go all your pride. Like the way your hair falls down by the side. Like the way you look me deep inside my eyes. Like the way you hold me when I cry. Like the way you look me in my eyes. Me and you forever, girl, we gon' ride. Feel this way. My girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl, my girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl. Dancing in the dark with the lights turned off. Dancing in the dark and it's me and you. Girl, tell me what we all gon' do. My girl, I've been thinking about you all night long. And if you call me girl, promise to pick up the phone. And if you ever feeling like you all alone, just remember I'm here to keep you strong. I've been thinking to myself, do I deserve you? Take you to a place so I can serve you. Nothing is more valuable than you. Yeah. I've been thinking to myself, do I deserve you? Take you to a place so I can serve you. Nothing is more valuable than you. Than you. Than you. My girl, my girl.
Very cool. Very cool. Great work on taking into account what was said last time and applying what was said. You know, it's one thing to take instruction and go on your merry way and be like, oh, I'm glad that they said that. See you later. Bye. It's another thing to take that instruction and say, I'm going to actually apply this now, what I've learned, to exactly what I'm doing here. And wow. You can definitely tell you've already made some vast improvements. So good job on that. With this song, I think you had a lot of great vocal throws that was going on and a lot of like lush vocal sort of fade outs with reverb and stuff. I think that could have been brought up in the mix just a little bit more to sell that effect. It's one of the few genres of music, this type of music, and this type of song where you can actually get by with sort of overdoing those kind of things. Not throughout the entirety of the vocal, but at least on the ends, letting it sort of mesh in, blend in, and then sort of fade out with that great tail. One thing that I would definitely say is keep up the good work, though. You're doing a great job. I love how much heartfelt, you're just being very honest in your song. I love that. The world needs more honesty these days, because in a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. George Orwell. So yeah, great work on that. Keep up the good work, man. I loved it. Let's move on now to Power. This song is Power. It says it's more of an instrumentation than a song, but I hope it will suffice. Absolutely. Let's give her a listen. All right. Yet again, very repetitive. Would have been great as sort of like a backing track, maybe to some kind of a like a commercial or intro or something like that. I could definitely see it being used in sort of a tension build scene for a movie of some kind, but definitely want to make sure that you're allowing space for everything to happen, and you want to have at least every 20 seconds, preferably 30 seconds tops, you want to have something being reintroduced, whether it's lyrical or it's some kind of something that needs to be coming back in there and tickling the ears of your listener to make them understand and realize, like, hey, there's a reason to keep listening. So really not too much more that I could say other than that about that one. Up next is Journey's End, and says, I recently purchased Complete 14 Collector's Edition from Native Instruments. I threw in several symphony instruments. I was listening to a piece called Time from the movie Inception and decided to use the same chord progression. I composed this piece via MIDI in Logic Pro in about 2 hours. It's only 50 seconds, but I wanted some feedback on dynamics and composition. Is this good enough for films? Thanks again, and God bless. Well, God bless you too, sir. Let's check it out. Yeah, I think it'll work. As far as dynamics, I think it needed to build a little bit more. It seemed like it kind of come in. There was a slow build, but then it seemed like it needed to sort of. You can do a lot in those 50 seconds by just introducing things slowly into the mix, but I think with just a little bit more building, that could have really been sort of taken to the next level. So I would definitely find out ways that maybe you could try and you'd still have the same effect without so much of just the full blown. It just seemed like it was just too full blown. I guess I really don't know a better way to put it. Sorry guys, I'm at a loss for words here. But with that being said, would it have worked for commercials, movies, commercial movies? Yeah, probably. I think it definitely has a lot of potential. It's just a matter of making it more interesting. So that's sort of the mantra today, is make things interesting. And you know, there are some songs that doesn't necessarily have something new being introduced every 30 seconds or 20 seconds, but it's the way that the song comes across and the way, like say for instance, a singer-songwriter or just a piano and a singer. A good, sort of a good example is Adele. There's a lot of songs where it's very sparsely populated, but the way that it comes across is it's all introduced through her voice. And so when you're doing instrumental music, you have to treat your instruments like voices, and they have to sing sort of the song for you. So the thing that I would do is try to keep that in the back of your mind as you're producing music, especially if it's going to be instrumental, just to make sure that things are up to snuff. Great work, though, as far as the mix and the balance of the mix and everything like that. It sounded great. So up next, we have Peace Prince. by our very own 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗛𝗦𝗦 and DJ Big Red 81. I believe this was a collaboration that they did. So 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗛𝗦𝗦 recorded this original lo-fi ditty, then he sent it west across the great Rocky Mountains, the endless prairies, over the Great Lakes. Why? To DJ Big Red 81 to mix. Dim the lights, sip some brandy, chill or be chilled. Okay. Very cool. That's cool. Those flutes are cool. Very cool. Great work on a collaboration, guys. It's awesome that you guys got together and made that happen. I think the only element that I feel like was missing from that was the low end. There wasn't a lot of low end in that. I was expecting, especially with that chill type music, to have a little bit more of oomph to it. But as is synonymous with most of 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗛𝗦𝗦's music, it's catchy, it's very unique. It's something that as soon as you hear it, he has his own sort of signature sound, and you're like, wow, that's 𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧. So great work, guys. Just a little bit more low end, and I think that would have sufficed. All right, up next we have our very own 𝗧𝗏. 𝗧𝗏 is giving us a song called Inevitably Pink. He says this song was inspired by listening to the Spotify playlist Instrumental Synthwave. Folks, is this Synth Saturday or Synth Sunday that did I miss it? Am I on the wrong day? It's perfectly fine, though. I love synth. The title of the song was inspired by looking at the cover art of the songs in the playlist. The song was created in Cakewalk purely using VST instruments. The majority of the synths are from IK Multimedia's Synctronic 2. I used this project to play around and learn the Appreciator plugin, 𝗏𝗏, which Mark George proposed a while ago during a live stream. Cool. Let's check it out. Wow. And the syncopation on that's like That was cool. Very cool. I love the use of ambience, of sound effects like that in music. It really just helps to sell the emotion of the song. Great work, as usual. I knew it was going to be awesome whenever I seen who submitted it. And yet again, here was a good example of being able to continually introduce things into the mix for the sake of them actually, starting to catch the ear of the listener. And there was a lot of ear candy in there that just, as soon as you would start to get like, okay, I've heard this, and something else would get introduced, and then you're like, ooh, and then you're like, well, okay, now that's getting, whoa, that's really cool. And really, I mean, that's what music should do. So, all right, up next we have our very own Mark George. Trapped in an Arcade is the name of this. He says this Trapped in an Arcade. Let me make sure I can actually read all this. Okay, you're probably expecting 8-bit sounds and bleeps and blops from the arcade games of yesteryear. Actually, that's an idea for a challenge, but no. I downloaded the Outputs arcade trial, and this is what I came up with. Some of the sounds on there are really cool. Not really much to say about this song. It's all done in the box, as always, with various contact stuff and soft synths, and always done in the one and only Cakewalk. Right. I'm off to listen to some old computer game music. Take care, everyone, and stay creative. Awesome. Let's give it a listen. Very cool. will there be a payoff? There it is. Wow. I appreciate the use of subtleties. Great. Very good. Very good. That's a good one. I really like that. That was cool. I do feel like that the vocals at the very beginning of it that led into the song, I feel like they there needed to be some variation in them just a little bit, because they played an integral role in the first part of the song. It seemed to get kind of like overdone, for lack of a better term. But yeah, great job as usual. I knew right off the bat, anytime Mark submits something, it's going to be cool. And it's usually one of those things that takes you on some sort of a sonic journey. So great job. Love the mix. Yeah. Fellow Grip says, great, nice mix. Absolutely. So awesome. You guys are knocking it out of the park yet again. I know I say this every time. Going to be hard to pick a winner though. So up next we have Broken Master by Midnight Blue Movies. So we have the battle of the sync licensing guys here. Midnight Blue and Mark are always making these bangers that are like something you're going to hear on some kind of a movie, or something that you're going to hear on, it's just amazing. Okay. So, for the backstory, anything that is broken can be fixed, especially a heart. Cool. Let's give her a listen. Very cool. Those strings sound beautiful. Thinking the same thing. Nice. Very good work. The one thing that I did feel as if, like, especially on that last note that just held out, it seemed like that frequency range was kind of overpowering other areas of the mix. I would definitely pull up something like Span or some kind of a plugin like that. Actually, let's go ahead and look at that right now. Within Cakewalk, you don't even need Span. You can just use your EQ here. I want to see what was that frequency there. Yeah, it was right around that area right there. So it was like the low mid, and I think it was also some complementary frequencies there that were sort of synchronizing together that really was just a little overpowering. But I think if you dial that back just a little bit, actually you could probably just take the cello and put a little bit of reverb on it, and that would definitely soften that up a little bit. But yet again, great work by everybody that has submitted again. I love the fact that you guys are, like, the song submissions have just blown my mind. The past few months especially, you guys are just killing it. So great work by everybody that has submitted a song. And now we're going to move on to what I love to call the portion where, maybe not, because I'm not actually ready. I was going to try to pull a fast one on you, but it didn't work. Thought I had it pulled up and I didn't. Come on. Okay, let's see here. Okay, now let's go to the portion of the show where I bring on 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗧𝗵𝗲 bringing you the wheel of awesomeness. That's right. Today, we're going to spin the wheel of awesomeness, and wherever the wheel lands, guess what? That's what we're going to do. Ha ha! spin it. While Robert's left the room, I just want to let you know that he's locked me into a closet, and he never feeds me. There's times when I go without. He's coming back. I gotta go. All right, guys. So, looks like it landed on a tutorial video. Why is Casey looking at me like that? What did he say this time? I don't even want to know. Every time he takes, every time he spins the wheel, we give him this segment on the show, and he does something weird every time. I don't know what his problem is, but anywho, we like to have some fun around here. Nothing wrong with that. The Wheel of Awesomeness has spoken, and there has been a tutorial video request. So if you have a tutorial that you would like for me to create, you can either leave that in the Discord chat, yeah, that's fine, or you can also put that in, it actually says Tut vid request. So if you'd like to see me put on a King Tut outfit, that's also appropriate apparently. But yeah, you can either comment that in the Discord group, or you can leave it in the comment section of this video. Don't actually leave it in the chat section now, because I won't be able to see it unless I go back and watch the video. So put that in the comment section after the stream has ended. If you have a moment where you're like, oh yeah, I would like to know how this is done, or I'd like to know how that's done, or I'd really love to see Robert's King Tut outfit, go ahead and put that in the chat. So with all that being said, thank you, Casey, once again, for, I'm sure you didn't say anything incriminating at all while I was gone, and you were spinning the wheel. So thank you so much for that. But until next time, guys, you know what time it is. It's time to wrap this up, call it a day, and go to Chick-fil-A. So I did also want to say, though, for those of you who, thank you, Kev, for bringing that up. I think it was Kev. The recent video that I just did on Liberian Girl, I felt like there was something wrong with it when I loaded up the multi-tracks, but I always just sort of take them at face value, and when they say original multi-tracks, that's what I'm under the assumption of. However, after going back and listening to the original Liberian Girl song and listening to my multi-tracks, they were in fact slowed down. Tempo-wise, they were slowed down somehow, which is weird, because whenever you fly tracks into Cakewalk by BandLab, it flies them in at exactly what tempo they are. It doesn't mess with the tempo. So it wasn't anything that I did on my end, but I really should have went and listened to the original Liberian Girl track first. But I was trying to make it like a real, like most reaction videos, they should be anyway, a real reaction to listening to the tracks for the first time. So, with that being said, I do apologize for the hiccups in the tracks themselves. They still sounded great. They still sounded good. But they definitely, tempo-wise, they were definitely off. So my apologies for that. But with that being said, not all of these tracks that I get my hands on are, coming, I guess, as they should. Sometimes they go through many hands before they get to me, and then people mess with them. They export them in weird ways. So, leave a comment in the comment section after this video if you'd like to see me redo that video with the tempo matched to the original song, or you think it's fine just the way that it is. So remember, guys, keep showing your support and your love for the channel, and keep sharing these videos with others. If there's any tutorials that you'd like for me to do, as we've already spun the wheel, leave that in the comment section. Let's give a big shout out to these individuals real quickly before we leave. These are recent subscribers. I thank each and every one of you, and thank you all so much for being here today. So until next time, remember, we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. God bless.